All right, so just recently we saw that Donald J. Trump was elected president of the United States of America. So he's the elected president, and by next year, 2025, he will be sworn in officially as the president of the United States of America. So, and on today's episode, I'm going to be speaking to a lot of Christians out there who have been asking to know the prophecy concerning the false prophet who is to rise in the United States of America. And I'm also going to be speaking to Christians who are already thinking that Donald J. Trump is the Antichrist, and people who want to know what is the prophecy concerning the USA now that Donald J. Trump has been elected president, and also what role is Donald J. Trump to play in end time prophecy. And then some other people have had me say that there is a possibility, after I gave a prediction in line with the prediction that Neal Frisby gave long time ago. I actually found out the prediction Neal Frisby gave, and I echoed it. I said, based on this thing that Neal Frisby said here, I feel that this next election, which was when they were still having the election between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, I said Donald Trump will be the president. Why this popular false prophetess Celestia was saying that Donald Trump was going to be killed and Kamala Harris will be president. But you see that God does not play. God does not play. When God has said something will happen, it will happen, irrespective of whosoever is trying to counter it. So that's not why we are here. Why we are here is that after I said that based on Neal Frisby's prophecy, Donald Trump will be the president. Now Donald Trump has been elected president. Now, I've also said in that video that there is a possibility, in some of my live videos I've said this, that there is a possibility that Donald Trump is the false prophet that is being spoke of in the scriptures. And I explained why I feel that Donald Trump could be the false prophet. Now, why I say I feel is because I study my Bible. I know the prophet of this hour. I study their write-ups, and from there I get an inspiration. I get my inspiration to be able to give you a prediction and say, based on my findings, I believe that this person could be the false prophet. When I said this, some ministers of God met me one-on-one and told me that they do not agree with me, that Donald Trump cannot be the false prophet. Why? Because even end-time message believers were carried away with the way Donald Trump was speaking and exalting Jesus, calling Jesus the boss, trying to be religious and all that stuff. They forget that the false prophet will definitely claim to be religious. They forget that the false prophet will of necessity come in white. We want to win the heart of Christians, which is what he did exactly. Now that's not where we are going. Where we are going is this. The same Neal Frisby, which a lot of you know that he is my prophet, William Branham, Neal Frisby, they are my prophets. They are the prophet of God for this hour. It was through Neal Frisby's prophecies I was able to know that Donald Trump will be the president this time, and it will be a sign to the elect about the rapture. All right, so I'm going to be picking prophecies from two of Neal Frisby's biggest write-ups. One of it is the scroll book, which I have here, and then the translation alert to the bride, which I have here. Don't mind the fact that it's rough. I studied them very, very well. So I want to show you prophecies for those of you who believe in Neal Frisby's prophecies, those of you who believe in the message that the Lord gave Neal Frisby as a rainbow messenger to the bride, and the one who the Lord gave the revelation of the seven thunders. And there's been controversy as to if Neal Frisby is a true prophet or not. Don't worry, because the things I will be saying in this video will literally shock you. All right, so the first reading we are going to be taking will be scroll 21, paragraph 1. So if you are with your scroll, join me. Scroll 21, paragraph 1. This is it. Here, paragraph 1. Now, it says, the heading is, the title is, The Secret Dynamic Year, Day and Month of July 23, 1972. Now, before we start reading, let me establish something else. Bro Frisby, being the messenger that the Lord used to reveal the thunders, he gave some dates based on the timing of which his prophecy was being given. So those prophecies that he gave, based on the revelation of the thunders is revealing things forward and backward. The thunders is a circling of events. Event is moving in a cycle. What do I mean? Solomon said there is nothing new under the sun. He said God always requires what is past. He said anything that will be has already been. So there's nothing new under the sun. So we know that the thunders reveal to us that events, dates converge. We call it date convergence. Dates converge. A date can be given. It will now repeat itself in a future time zone because dates merge. That's how the world is. As the world goes in circle, that's how dates merge. Events reveal itself. There are some years that the same events that happened in that year happened in another year in the future, exactly the same. Those of you who understand events know what I'm talking about. Now I give you an example. The year 1967 is prophetically 2019. Now 1968 and 2020 have exactly the same events. They are repeating themselves. So whenever you see the prophet giving a date in the scroll, a lot of people, this didn't have drawn them back. But those who have the mind of God understand these things. That's why a lot of people have been lost and a lot of people are no longer patient when it comes to end time events. So, but for you to understand the next stage of the scroll readings I'm going to be giving and the prophecies I'm going to be revealing, you have to understand this thing I'm trying to give to you. 1967 is 2019. 1968 is 2020. 1969 is 2021. 1970 is 2022. 1971 is 2023. 1972 is 2024. 1973 is 2025. 1974 is 2026. Like that. Now, let's start reading. He said, the secret dynamic year, day and month of July 2023, 1972. So prophetically 1972 is 2024, which is actually the year I'm recording this video. I don't know if in case you are watching it in the maybe future, or you are watching it maybe the very day I posted it. So today we are in the year 2024 when I'm doing this video. So now he said this event is prophetically 1972, which is prophetically 2024. Now he says the beginning of the end. So 2024 is the beginning of the end. And 2024 was the year that Donald Trump was elected president of the USA. He says, this valuable date was given to me. Let me make this plain, that I am not predicting this as the rapture date. So he's not predicting that this date is about to give is the rapture date, but watch. He said, Jesus hardly would have told me the exact day. However, if we are still here, it will be close to Christ's return. So 2024, which is the date he has given, July 23, 1972, that date, that year, will be close to Christ's return. A lot of people have been saying that Donald Trump's emergence as the elected president is a sign that the last 7 years, the 70th week of Daniel is about to start. And I also throw light on that when I was doing my live video about Donald Trump. Now let's continue. He says, I am told that from this date forward, that's from this year 2024 forward, he says, the hour of grace is ending and that judgment is inevitable. The world will come under divine wrath. I am standing in a future time zone. Are you seeing it? So he's not giving 1972 as the timing. He says he is standing in a future time zone. He is standing in the future to give this prophecy. So he says 1973, which is prophetically 2025. The very beginning of Donald Trump's reign. He says, and I foresee the man who will destroy America. Those of you who have the scroll, you will see it. You can see it plainly. He said, I foresee, it's showing on your screen anyway. He says, I foresee the man who will destroy America. The dictatorship that has been working undercover will come out in the open that year. So the dictatorship that has been working undercover in America will come out in the open in the year 1973, which is prophetically 2025, which is the year that Donald Trump will be officially effective as president of America. The prophet said the dictatorship will come out in the open. The one working undercover will be made known publicly. Now he says, those living then will see the beast power uniting and getting into position to later give the mark. First reading. Let's go to the next reading. All right, so the next scroll we are going to be reading is scroll 23, part 1, paragraph 1. Now this paragraph We are going to count. Let me tell you how many lines we count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 lines from the bottom. And I read, this is for certain. A star leader will rise in America's future history. He will be a champion among the people, seemingly able to solve the nation's problems. When he appears, there will be only 7 years left upon the earth. In the beginning of this period, the bride will rapture. Now, that's the second part. Let's go to the third part. The third reading is scroll 11, part 1, paragraph 1. Now, scroll 11, part 1, paragraph 1. More on USA presidency. That's the title. He said, before this president will completely come to power, that is this false prophet president, the bride will probably get a glimpse of the leader about 1972 to 1976 or sooner. Now, what year is 1972? 2024. The bride is going to get a glimpse of the false prophet. 1972, which is 2024, to 1976, which is prophetically 2028. Now, 2024, they will get a glimpse of him because that's when he's elected. 2025, he comes into power officially. Now, his entire tenure is 4 years. 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028. Does it shock you? I'm not concluding yet, though. I'm only showing you the prophecy of the prophet. Calm down. That's why those of you that don't have the scroll, those of you that don't have this message of this hour, I pity you. That's why some of you were prophesying that Kamala Harris will be president. You're using William Brown's prophecy to prophesy that Kamala Harris will be president. But you see, your prophecy failed because you don't have the message of the hour. Now wait, oh. We are no longer in the evening, we are in the midnight. You get that? Now he says, to look at him, one would not know how deceivable he is. He will be, sorry. Is that not how Donald Trump looks? He said the bride raptures before he completely becomes a dictator. The bride will rapture before he completely becomes a dictator. Does this mean that Donald Trump's rule will extend beyond 4 years? I don't know. If the bride will be living before he becomes a dictator, does it mean that his rule will be extended due to his association with the Antichrist? I don't know. He says he goes into office from the backing of the Catholic Church. It is recorded that Donald Trump's cabinet is majorly Catholic people. He says he goes into office from the backing of the Catholic Church, not only Catholic Church, and apostate Protestants. You can see a video on your screen right now where Protestant preachers, apostate ones, backsliding ones, were praying for Donald Trump after he was elected president. Are you seeing it? Apostate Protestant. He uses the religious element. Who have ever used religious element recently if not Donald Trump? You see? But also with his rise to power, a woman is involved in this office. A woman is involved in that presidential office. As vice president, who knows? As whatever, who knows? But a woman is involved. And Donald Trump ran side by side with a woman. He was competing with Kamala Harris. The prophet is showing this. You see? Now, the prophet, based on his timing, oh, this event was given 1960. Is written up here. Look at it. This event was given somewhere around here. If you have your scroll up here, is given that the prophecy was given 1960 to 1966 and released 1967. Now, based on the prophet's timing, the prophet said, he said this could be Jane Dixon in that time. That was the woman that was used to type Kamala Harris in that year. He said by this time she could be popular enough to prophesy him into office as a great leader. So we see that when Donald Trump will be sworn in as president, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, who is already very weak now, will be the one to hand over presidency to Donald Trump. Are you seeing it? Pointing him, prophesying him into office, swearing him into office. He will be connected to the harlot woman, Roman Catholic. Armageddon will happen under his rule. Could this be Donald Trump? He said America will prosper for a while, but taxes and war debt will take away much of the profit and drain the gold. This leads America to join with and under Catholicism, church and state. Are you seeing it? religion and politics will merge together. Who can do this better than Donald Trump? Let's watch. I'm not running any conclusion yet, but let's watch. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Now we have more readings to do. The next one we'll be reading is the same scroll 11, part 1, but paragraph 5, where we have it say the Great Pyramid dates. We will not be reading the whole paragraph. You count how many lines from down. Let's see. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 lines from down. The 5th paragraph, where it says the Great Pyramid dates. Now I read. It says, will between 1969 to 1972 start Daniel's last week, which is Daniel's 70th week that a lot of end time churches are looking out for. Now the prophet is saying, will 1969 to 1977 usher it in? Now what year is 1969? 2021 to 1972, 2024. So with 2024, because that's where we are now, will it now usher in the last 7 years? Now wait, rapture, the prophet said rapture 1972 and a half to 1975. Now 1972 and a half is 2024 and a half. We know that 2024 is almost gone, so we have to be expecting rapture within 2024 to 1975, which is prophetically 2027. And I have a sermon, Bible backing that sermon, Bible prophecy pointing, William Branham message pointing, Neal Frisby message pointing that there is a high possibility that rapture will take place in the year 2027. So from now to 2027, the bride is to be looking out for rapture. Scroll 18, paragraph 3. These are the early prophecies of the prophet. Early prophecies in the scroll. Scroll 18, paragraph 3. The title is Genesis 4, verse 15. The mark of Cain, and out of the presence of God, the beast. Of God, sorry. Now, if you count some lines from down, you get to where I'm reading. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 lines from down. The 3rd paragraph. I read, Cain was a prophetic type of the beast, 666 nature. I am shown out of this same type of Cain seed will arise a false prophet in the USA. This person is a Cain seed. A false prophet in the USA, a wandering star. Jude chapter 1 verse 13. Who will be connected to the Antichrist Church of Rome, Roman Catholic. He is connected to it. Donald Trump is connected to the Roman Catholic Church. He says, where the beast sits, for he shall come as an angel of light and looks good. He will come as an angel of light and he looks good. His plan looks like a solution to the nation and world's problems, which will eventually connect this nation to Catholicism. Are you seeing it? And this system will begin to use the word unity. They will begin to use the word unity. But in the end, we destroy truth. They will destroy the truth of gospel. This means they will destroy the gospel. They will destroy Christianity. Wait, say watch, for it is close, saith the Lord. So this is not Neal Frisby giving the prophecy. This is thus saith the Lord. This is thus saith the Lord. Now scroll 20, last paragraph. I'm going to show you something. We are heading somewhere. I'm going to show you something. Scroll 20, last paragraph. We are going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lines from down. I read, I foresee a minister that will be appointed by the World Council of Churches to a high place of leadership in this nation, America. It will be similar to our president's office, close to that position as a false prophet. I will name him before the age closes. So Neal Frisby said he was going to name this false prophet before the age closes. So we are going to find out who is this futuristic American president that the prophet Neal Frisby mentioned. Of all the futuristic American presidents that came after the prophet left, which of them did he mention? We are going to find out. Then, before we find out the name he mentioned, let's find out somewhere in the scroll where the prophet gave a description of this man. The prophet described how this man looks. Give us a clue of his features. We are going to go to scroll 190. Now, scroll 190 is not an old prophecy. You know, all these ones we are giving to you are the prophecies that the prophet gave in the beginning of his ministry, of his writing of the scrolls in the beginning part. Now we are going to scroll 190, which is prophecies that he later gave in the future. So now, scroll 190. We are going to be reading paragraph 3. The title is Coma Vision Continues. Scroll 190, paragraph 3, Coma Vision Continues. I read. A further clue is a newspaper he sees on a street corner, carrying a picture of the president. And although Brandt can't make out the date because his eyes weren't working just right, he observes that it wasn't Mr. Roosevelt. He was bigger. This futuristic president was bigger, heavier, with big ears. Which of the futuristic American president fits this? Who is the biggest when it comes to size? American president. Donald Trump. He says heavier. He foresees a last age president. So we are not talking about presidents in the past. Before some of you dig up and say, oh, there was one president in the past that was bigger and heavier. Futuristic, last age president. If we are talking about last age, we are talking about the final age, the closing age, which is where we are now. We have Donald Trump, who is bigger in size than most of American presidents, who is larger, heavier, you see, and he has big ears. But let's find out who is the prophet, or who is the president that Neal Frisby mentioned. Now we are done with the scroll. I've closed my scroll. Let's get to translation alert. Hello, translation alert. Translation alert 24, apostasy cycle. This is how translation alert looks. This is how the inside of it looks. This is how mine looks. I don't know about yours. This is how it looks. So we are going to go to translation alert 24. Yeah, I'm in the translation alert 24. We are going to paragraph 18. Paragraph 18. Yes. Now we are going to be counting for how many lines? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You see where I marked? Yes, that's the 10th line. So I'm going to be reading from here. I read. The first prophet that arises in the US will be where that gold is, where the money is, where the gold is. Does it not amazes you that Elon Musk is routing for Donald Trump? And Elon Musk is one of the world's richest man. Now the prophet said, this president will be where the gold is, where the money is, where the real gold is too. Where the real gold is, he will be there. Where you have your cryptocurrency, where you are only where the money is, that's where this person will be. He says, this electric television city reminds me of image unto the beast. We know in the US a false leader will arise with tremendous power. A spellbinder, he puts the people under a spell, they all love him. He will be connected to the very beast power. In fact, he is the one that convinces the people that the beast is God. It is this false prophet president that convinces the people that the beast is God. That is their plan. So it's all a plan. You talk about the new world order. Now you sabi. The structure of this world is changing. Where is all the money coming from? Where is all the money that this man is spending? Where is it coming from? International bankers, or even the underworld too. So this man is connected to international bankers. He's connected to the underworld. Arab money, Jewish money. We see that apostasy is sweeping. Now here comes the bombshell. This man's name is Trump. That's his name. Look at it. Let me draw it to the screen. He says this man's name, that's, you can see there, this man's name is Trump. That is his name. So the prophet mentioned the name of this person. Does it not shock some of you? Later, those of you that you want to walk your way to hell, you will be calling Neal Frisby a false prophet. Who's false now? It's high time Christians wake up. It's high time Christians take their Christian life seriously. Bible says at the last trump. Would it be that Donald Trump's rise to power is a sign to the elect that we are about to enter Daniel's 70th week, that rapture is about to take place. Well, me, I'm also a man who I can give prediction and I could be wrong, but we have seen all what I have read. Could all of this be a mistake? Could all of this be a coincidence? He that hath an ear, let him hear. What do you make of this? Now is the time I believe Christians should be serious with their Christian life. Now is the time I think Christians should be very, very watchful. If you are not connected to the 7 thunder message at this hour, you are like a blind person. You are like a blind person. You don't know where you are moving to. But those who have the oil of this hour, who have the 7 thunder message of this last hour, they are not going to be left in the dark. May the Lord help his church in Jesus' mighty name. If you want more of this kind of information, you want more of this insight, you want to be with like-minded people who are going to be revealing all this kind of events to you, there's a link, WhatsApp link in the description of this video. Click that link and join the WhatsApp group. I'm there, other ministers of God are there. We are going to be speaking to you concerning end-time revelations as regard the coming of the Lord. We are all watching and staying alert as the midnight criers, waking the rest up, letting them know that time is up. Rapture is not going to be a worldwide event. Rapture is going to be a secret event. You want to be part of it, you have to join God's people. The Lord bless you. Until I come your way again, I remain Brother Ruben Micah. Shalom and God bless you.